Good evening. My name is Angela Fagg with Messengers of Truth. Today is November 6th at 2025 at 5:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Show you again, I'm a little late. That's my mom saying you're number one. We come here to the Screwtape letters every night. Haven't really decided a time, so we're here now at 5:48, 12 minutes earlier than last night. Or was it 6:30 last night? Anyways, it's letter 10, and then we'll do Lord's Prayer afterwards. Looks like we're going to be getting some rain outside. Have the window open here so I can still see out there. Excuse me. Okay. So we're on letter 10 day, and the Screwtape letters are by C.S.Lewis, and that's the book. See? We've only made it this far through. Got that much more to go. Screwtape works for he's one of the devil's minions. C.S. Lewis, wrote these books. I don't want to say that what he did exactly to get the letters, because I wasn't there and I do not know him, and he's been dead for quite a while. Okay? What I do know is that I'm rounding up to the end of the Chronicles of Narnia, and I will have to tell you, he was an atheist when he was writing that book. He was an atheist when he was writing that. And he wasn't an atheist after he got done writing it. And I can completely understand why, because of just reading the book, and it just sounds like it. Sorry, I was in the middle of smoking a cigarette trying to run through the house. That's why you were so long at one screen, because I forgot my phone. I didn't know what time it was. I wanted to run through, trying to get the chickens in at the same time. Then Jimmy was stuck at the door, 2 little baby chickens in his arm, and I had to let him in because he was struggling trying to get the door open. Earl wanted to jump on him because he's like, let me see them chickens, because, you know, he wants to taste them. So that's why you were on that screen for so long. And I was trying to, it wasn't working out. But hey, we're here. We made it. They stop us no matter how many roadblocks, right? I get so many roadblocks in the morning time, in the evening time, any time of the day, whatever. It's just all the time. But you know what? What do I keep doing? Keep moving on. Because what? No one's gonna break my stride. Ain't no one gonna hold me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. I think that song was purposely written for me. Written. So I noticed over the last few weeks that I sound pretty country, which I shouldn't, because I'm from Florida. Maybe I'm just getting lazy with my speech. I don't know. Some people say I've sounded like this forever, and I'm just like, whatever, bro. Whatever. So we're going to start reading this book. Then after we read it, we'll talk a little bit about it and some other things. We'll go to a commercial break, then we'll talk some more, then we'll do the Lord's Prayer, and then we'll be done with this video for tonight, right? Probably should clean my glasses, but whatever. Okay, so here we go. We're on letter 10. Dear Wormwood, I was delighted to hear from Trip Tweez, that's what the guy's name is, that your patient has made some very desirable new acquaintances, and that you seem to have used this event in a really promising manner. I gather that the middle-aged married couple who called at his office are just the sort of people we want him to know. Rich, smart, superficially intellectual, and brightly skeptical about everything in the world. I gather they are even vaguely pacifists, not on moral grounds, but from an ingrained habit of belittling anything that concerns the great masses of their fellow men and from a dash of purely fashionable and literary communism. Communism's coming up a lot these days, right? This is excellent, and you seem to have made good use of all his social, sexual, and intellectual vanities. Tell me more. Did he commit himself deeply? I don't mean the words. There is a stubble. Anyways, play of looks and tones and laughs by which a mortal can imply that he is of the same party as those to whom he is speaking. That is the kind of betrayal you should especially encourage, because the man does not fully realize it himself, and by the time he does, you will have made withdrawal difficult. No doubt he must very soon realize that his own faith is in direct opposite to the assumption on which all the conversations of his new friends is based. I don't think that matters much, provided that you can persuade him to postpone any open acknowledgement of the fact. And this, with the aid of shame, pride, modesty, and vanity, will be easy to do. As long as the postponement lasts, he will be in a false position. He will be silent when he ought to speak, and laugh when he ought to be silent. He will assume at first only by his manner, but presently by his words, all sorts of critical and skeptical attitudes which are not really his. But if you play him well, they may become his. All mortals tend to turn into the thing they are pretending to be. This is elementary. The real question is how to prepare for the enemy's counterattack. The first thing is to delay as long as possible the moment at which he realizes this new pleasure as a temptation, since the enemy's servants have been preaching about the world as one of the great standard temptations for 2,000 years. This might seem difficult to do, but fortunately they have said very little about it for the last few decades. In modern Christian writings, though, I have seen much, indeed more than I like, about mammon. I see few of the old writings about worldly vanities, the choice of friends, and the value of time. All that your patient would probably classify as Puritanism. And may I remark in passing that the value we have given to that word is one of the really solid triumphs of the last 100 years. By it we rescue annually thousands of humans from temptress, chastity, and sobriety of life. Sooner or later, however, the real nature of his new friends must become clear to him, and then your tactics must depend on the patient's intelligence. If he is a big enough fool, you can get him to realize the character of the friends only while they are absent. Their presence can be made to sweep away all criticism. If this succeeds, he can be induced to live, as I have known many humans live, for quite long periods, two parallel lives. He will not only appear to be, but actually be, a different man in each of the circles he frequents. Failing this is a subtler and more entertaining method. He can be made to take a positive pleasure in the perceptions that the two sides of his life are inconsistent. This is done by exploiting his vanity. He can be taught to enjoy kneeling beside the grocer on the Sunday just because he remembers that the grocer could not possibly understand the urbane and mocking world which he inhabits on Saturday evening. Anyways. And to enjoy the brownie and blasphemy over the coffee with these admirable friends, all the more because he is aware of a deeper spiritual world within him which they cannot understand. You see the idea? The worldly friends touch him on one side and the grosser on the other side, and he is the complete, balanced, complex man who sees round them all. Thus, while being permanently treacherous to at least two sets of people, he will feel, instead of shame, a continual undercurrent of self-satisfaction. Finally, if all else fails, you can persuade him, in defiance of conscience, to continue the new acquaintances on the ground that he is, in some unspecified way, doing these people good by the mere fact of drinking their cocktails and laughing at their jokes, and that to cease to do so would be plagiarish, intolerant, and, of course, puritanical, Puritan, whatever, a Puritan. Meanwhile, you will, of course, take the obvious precautions of seeing that this new development induces him to spend more than he can afford and to neglect his work and his mother. Her jealousy and alarm and his increasing evasiveness or rudeness will be invalued for the aggression of the domestic tension. Your affectionate Uncle Screwtape. So what he's saying is push your way all over everywhere, and then you just ignore the people at your house, and that's fine. That's okay. That's what the devils say. That's what they tell them to do. Why do you think families are so broken right now? Because they listened. And they say that we have a whole bunch of men in this country. Where'd they go? Women get raped constantly. Children are being raped constantly. New York City, who knows how many people are being hurt there all the time. Raped in Central Park, robbed when they're walking down the street. I mean, it shouldn't be that, oh, well, if you live in the city, then that's the kind of things that happen. That's not the way it should be. It really isn't. And people shouldn't take advantage of other people that way. But they do, because learn the best from the system, the government. And you say, Angela, how's the government taking advantage of us all? $350 a week tells me that they're taking a mighty big advantage, okay? I don't see nobody in the government offering me a car. And I'm not entitled. I don't think they should be giving me a car. It's just a point to be making. The point is that they're sending money to other countries, and I don't give a damn what it's for. Because not one of my pennies should go towards anything that I don't agree with. They set up a system, and they've totally fucked us on it. Oh, you think the Federal Reserve is going to get shut down? No, it's not. None of that's going to get shut down. None of it's going to get shut down until the whole country is shut down. Some people can't understand that. Or they just don't want to. And they just think that, we just keep telling everybody that winning. What are we winning? A fucking Snickers bar? An attaboy? Because I ain't even getting hey, good job, Angela. I ain't even getting one of those. And I ain't asking for shit. School kids here. All these people are so worried about everything, but why don't you go in your area? Look at where the kids' school buses are. You think in this day and age, by now, they could at least get a small building at the end of the road, especially here in Florida with how it rains. You never know when it's going to happen. These high school kids are down there at dark 30. It's dark outside. Ain't no one could see them. And then, because there's no stable place for them to be sitting at, we got all these cars parked around where the bus stop is, which is understandable because I can understand why parents, real parents, would want to be there with their children. You heard me. You're a stay-at-home mom. Why didn't you get up? Why didn't you get up to take your kid to the school? Why didn't you get up to sit there at the bus station with them? You're a stay-at-home mom. Brought up a story that just happened here a few months back. Boy almost got snatched off his bike. Guess what his mom was doing? She was sitting at home. Facebook is more important. Twitter is more important. Instagram is more important. And I know a fat bitch. Yeah, that's what I called you, ho. She didn't even get up to take her son to school. Wouldn't even get up. New area. Then come find out the boy had never gotten new school clothes. Never. Oh, it's because these bitches out there think the child support money is for them instead of paying for clothes and other things. See, now there's a couple fat bitches wondering who I'm talking about. Yep. I knew this other parent. Her little roly-poly daughter couldn't even bathe herself properly. They always stunk. Finally, I said, no, this is enough. You can't be stinky living up in my house, so you need to go in there and take a shower. And your mom's explained to you how to take a shower. And when you come out here, I want to smell your hair because I want to see if you washed good enough. And if you didn't wash good enough, you need to get back in there and do it again. Because it's a job as the adult to teach the child how to take care of themselves. Not go play the whore at the strip club. Yeah, that's for another one. Not to pop all your pills. Your child support money is for the children. That's the way it's supposed to go. But you just, you want to slang it out both pants legs. See, I'm talking to women because you know why? I'm a woman and I can talk to women. Now, there's worthless men out there. Yeah, a bunch of them. But it takes two to tango. And when you're not taught by your parents what that entails, and you're taught, oh, it's okay. You don't have to pay to play. You just go out there and kill your baby. See, there's certain things that I will never change on and that I've never changed on. I've never agreed with abortion. Never. I've never had an abortion, never been pregnant. But there's no way that I would ever have had an abortion. Never. My mother held us responsible for our actions. Now, did we act like it for the longest time? No. But I can guarantee you right now that my mother's 3 kids aren't complete losers like some assholes said we were going to be. Oh, wait. Oh, I won't say. Yes, no. Yeah. One lady, she used to talk about us all the time to everybody. And she worked at the school. Guess what? Both of her sons were heroin addicts. The one got out of prison and passed away right away because he went out and did heroin. Didn't realize that 10 years in prison, when you get out, there's fentanyl in the drugs now. So he died. With the same lady that got him into it, a teacher. You hear me? This is in Orlando, Florida. See, none of my mom's kids are heroin addicts. Because she was there. She didn't give out credit cards like they were nothing. New cars whenever you wanted something new to drive. This is what these other parents think is a good idea. And then you just release these assholes on the world and we're just all supposed to deal with it. But no, they're not supposed to go to jail when they break the law, are they? Huh. Well, guess what? That's the world we live in. See, I grew up with poor people. All of us were poor. Middle class poor, some were real poor. But our parents, there was a few that their parents didn't really take care of them. But the grand scheme of it, our parents made sure we had roofs over our heads, made sure there was food in there. But if it wasn't, one of us kids would have fed the friends anyways. I was feeding everybody all the time. But you had to make your own sandwich because I ain't no one's slave. You dig? So I'm going to play the commercial, then we're going to come back because I think there's a few things I'm going to mention that happened today that I actually laughed at and then I had to ask for forgiveness. But I'm going to play the commercial and then I'll see you back in 1 second.
Messengers of truth you see, giving life to you and me. Birds above with wings so bright, carrying hope into the night. Songs of love we can't ignore, whispering secrets to our core. Water cool and purely clear, quenching thirst and washing fear. Flows through valleys ever free, a silent song, a gentle plea.
Nice commercial, eh? You should go over there and check out our shirts. I'm not going to make any more. Well, I have a lot of ideas, but I need a graphic designer that could help me with it, but it would make it much easier. Okay, so today, you want to talk about instant the get back? Like, instantly something happened. Trump comes out, they're talking about doing these drug prices for the fat people drug, Ozempic, and, you know, they say, oh, it's for diabetes, but the government gave you the diabetes, okay? Because diabetes used to be extremely rare if you look back in history. It mostly was for alcoholics. So he's mentioned all this stuff, and then the CEO of Novavax, or whatever it's called, just falls out right there. And at the same time, Trump's mentioning he takes the drugs also. Falls out right there. Bam! If that ain't God showing you right to your face, and you ain't your eyes open. I wonder why. Is it just to play the tune of manipulation? Well, this group of people really want the drugs cheaper so we can get them on the hook to be on our side, so we'll do this over here. That's how deep that it runs. You think it doesn't, but it does. AI? You already heard the man. Oh, maybe you didn't. 5 to 6 years, you will no longer be creative. Your creativity will come from AI because you're too stupid to be creative on your own. But it's humans! Humans are the ones who programmed it! I'm just letting that set in for you. Yeah, It's ridiculous. But it'll come out further. There's already doctors that have been making videos about this stuff way before today. They'll pop right up in your feed, showing you and telling you all kinds of stuff about Ozempic and what it does to your innards. You know, your innards, your large intestine, small intestine, pancreas, your kidneys, your liver, your pooper. Oh yeah, jams up pooper. I'm just saying, you know. So I have to bring something up that I don't like talking about because this morning it was heavily on my mind, and I really am very worried about the situation. And I'm going to do my best to talk about it without my eyes leaking. It's going to be the same as October 7th, and it'll be in New York. I think the reason why I'm seeing so much is because somehow I know people that live in New York. And sometimes when you say things, you can speak it into existence. And I really don't want this to happen. So I think I know who the old man is. And I just hope that it isn't him. I may not have a relationship with him or know him really. I only know his name. But there's still time for me to be able to have a relationship with him, you know? There's still time. And I think that's why I couldn't see his face. I just, I'm really going to pray on this tonight, tomorrow, and the next day. I've been talking to God about it a little bit today and trying to keep myself nice and calm because I don't know the man really. I've only met him a few times, so I don't really have an opinion about him. Not a full one, to say that I actually know you. I know that that venison that you cooked was really delicious. The attack will be in Buffalo, New York. And I know some people there, and I don't want it to happen. So my father also lives somewhere in the area. I don't know where. Because he won't forgive me. And he won't talk to me, so. And maybe he'll see this video and he'll reach out to me. His friend has my phone number to call me. I didn't want to do this. Because I don't want a man to die or be hurt that I don't even know yet. Because something I have is hope, always. No matter how anybody tries to take it from me, it won't ever leave me. It's just who I am. And when this event happens, it's going to be really bad. Because other things are going to happen right after it. And sometimes things have to go the way that they're supposed to, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. You can tell me that I can pray against certain things, but this one I can't. Because of the choices that other people have made and have done. He said that there's no changing it. And I really hope it doesn't happen, and I hope that they make a liar out of me and I'm just being stupid about all of it. I don't want nothing to happen to those people. And maybe I'm being selfish at the same time, because I still have a chance to be able to, I still have the chance to be able to have a family with them. Something I don't have right now. And that's what I'm hopeful for. And I know that it's going to happen, because I know it's coming soon, because it keeps playing over and over. And that's not something anybody wants to have to see. I've watched a lot of horror movies in my life. I've never seen anything like this before. And what I mean is, not even Saw. Stupid movie Saw. Or Chainsaw Massacre, or any of the stories about Ed Gaines, or anything. I just wish somebody would be able to hear me, and it would be able to be stopped. For Christ's sake, they stabbed that baby to the wall, dude. We'd allowed him into our country. We have to take responsibility for the actions that we all allowed. And you say, Angela, well, I didn't allow it. Well, you did nothing. But just making these videos, you think this is doing something? This isn't doing anything. But what am I supposed to do? How many Congress people have I called? Senators? How can I convince other people to do the same? I don't know the answer to that, but to be myself and keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'll tell you, the last couple of days have been real hard. I come, I smile, but I don't want to do it. I can't even hide the pain on my face most of the time anymore. And it's not even mine. Yeah, I have some of my own pain, but I don't want anybody to feel that way. I know I have very little subscribers. I thank you, every last one of you. All 37 of you over there on Rumble, and all 73 of you on YouTube. Nothing gets put on BitChute anymore or Odyssey, because they're too hard to upload. And then we can't even go live on BitChute, even though we try to do it all the time. It just won't connect for us. But I thank you for at least listening to this crazy blonde-haired girl that looks like she has no eyebrows, but they're there. I swear to God, I have eyebrows there. We all are going through something. It is okay to cry sometimes. It is okay to sing and dance. No matter how it is that you need to release it, besides straight anger, which is something that's always hard for me. When you live in a world that you feel like nobody ever hears you, you tend to get angry about it. So, New York State, be on guard. I know that it's hard for you to have your Second Amendment there because they have so many laws. But if you're able to have your Second Amendment or of other means, I don't care how you have it. You just have it with you at all times. This pen is a weapon. They always expect you to go to the main points in their throat. But there's other spots on the body, I'm talking to women now, that you can get and it'll bleed them out in a few minutes. In their legs. And I'm telling you this is because this might be the only thing that you're going to have to protect yourself is a pen. And I know that's hard to believe, and you could say, well, how, Angela? This pen could save your life. When I lived on the streets, I carried a box cutter with me. The blade on a box cutter, as far as it goes out, is approximately this deep. That is far enough to go in to anybody's main veins and to protect yourself long enough to be able to run away. I know it's horrible what I'm saying right now, but people have to learn to protect themselves. America has fallen. It's only going to get worse from here. I'm telling you this because you need to be prepared. I've waited years for this, not because I'm happy about it, because I'm not, because it has wrecked my whole entire life. It's made me not be able to sleep. I've been all kinds of things. I've gone through all kinds of stages through the last 5 years. And it's coming upon us now. So you need to have non-perishable items. Dried meats, canned vegetables, dried vegetables, broth, dried broth, because broth will actually give you enough nutrients so you don't starve to death. If I was rich, I would buy you groceries. If I had the means, I would buy you a house. And I would put money in a bank so those taxes could get paid every year. But I'm not rich. And I don't have those means. But what I do have in the long run is I have a big heart. I can sew you up when you get hurt. And I can feed you because I can cook like you can't believe. It was the one thing I wanted to make sure I was better than my mom, and my mom could cook really good. You see, everybody in my house was smart. And they didn't let me have any clutches or any excuses why I couldn't do something the same as they could. So they pushed me extra hard all the time. That's why I'm a little different than most people, besides just being plainly born different, which is okay because different people make a wonderful world. Because if we were all the same and like robots, how boring would it be? Everything's already turning gray. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna say it's like some Jew went and got him, Jewed him down on a whole bunch of paint and everything's turning gray. My grandma went down there to DuPont. Grandma went down there to DuPont and she finagled them down. That lady. Oh. My grandma, you would take her to the flea market and she'd get them to drop the prices on everything. They all knew who she was after 20 years of going to the same flea market. We'd go and she'd end up with all kinds of free stuff because she'd Jew around, and that's what we'd say, and we'd laugh about it. My grandma's okay with having little little Jew jokes because she wasn't stuck up. Well, maybe a little bit around her friends, but you know, family time is different time the way it should be. Okay, that's enough rambling. We should pray now. I've gone too far. Oh. Have you ever seen, I just want to tell you this. So there's a show called Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon Prime. I've seen the whole thing 3 times already because when I'm having a bad day, I just turn it on, and my favorite part is the very last episode. The very end of the episode, Mrs. Maisel and her manager are on the phone watching. They recorded on VHS Jeopardy to watch together. And she's like, oh, I know the answer. It's Pepe Le Jew. And they all both started laughing at it, Pepe Le Pew instead of Pepe Le Pew, Pepe Le Jew. You have to see it. It's hilarious. I literally cried. And sometimes when you're feeling down, you just have to turn on something that makes you laugh. Because that show reminds me so much of Grandma. And I miss her, dude. Not, it just, they're trying to make me hate Jews, and I'm not going to do it. It's my family. And I don't even look like it would be my family, but that's my family. My grandma made the best brisket and also the best matzo ball soup. And she can make the little matzo balls, but if Rabbi was coming over, we had to make the one where you just get one in your bowl, and it's the perfect size. She made the best cucumber salad. You see, I didn't want to go there, but my greatest memories in life revolve around food. It's the whole reason why I went to culinary school. And my essay that I wrote to get into culinary school, because you had to be accepted, was I like to watch people eat. I like to cook the food, and I like it when you set everything down the table. And after you pray and everybody's eating and they're grabbing all the different stuff and there's all this conversation. And people are just being people and they're enjoying themselves and they're enjoying their food and they're just feasting together. And I like that. I like watching people be happy. I like having cookouts. I like having big feasts and people eating together. And one day I'll have it again. We're going to pray now. Our Father, who is in heaven, holy is your name. Your kingdom come. Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, and deliver us from the evil ones. Thank you so much for everything that you give to us. We all greatly appreciate it. I hope you find something in the earth that makes you happy. Happy enough to lessen the blow on America. In the name of Jesus, amen. Always remember that you are loved. They can't take that from you. No matter how many times they tell you that you aren't loved, and that you're not wanted, and that you don't belong, and that you're just so different and weird, don't listen to them. Because of these reasons right here, and this lady says it better than I can. Just remember that you are loved.
You is kind, you is smart, you is important. You is smart, you is kind, you is important. Oh, that's so good.